How about this one, Shane? SEC East showdown, South Carolina at Florida. Gators favored by 8 points at home. The over-under's 59 total points. The game kicks off at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central on the SEC Network. Last season, South Carolina, huge win, 40-17 in Columbia. I believe that's immediately after they said, Dan Mullen, you're fired after this one. All-time, Florida leads 29-10. But not to say that's misleading, because that is the record. But this has been a fantastic series, a lot of interesting games. I mean, with every offseason, Shane, we replay a clip or two of the refs with some questionable calls in this series. Yeah. I mean, South Carolina fans know all too well. No need to rehash it. But this is a game both fan bases, I got to feel like, think they can win. Maybe should win. They both feel that way. Who do you think wins on Saturday in Gainesville, Florida, or South Carolina?
I think Gamecock fans are on the edge of their seat here because I don't think I've picked them right all year long. Short of the Georgia game, I don't think South Carolina is just so hard to predict right now. And last week they're on cloud nine. Everybody, they're dancing in the locker room, and rightfully so. They got them a big victory there at Vanderbilt. But the thing that I loved about it was we finally started getting some of our toys out. For the longest time, Beamer and company have been kind of a one-trick pony. Screen or Lloyd, that's it. That was like the style of their offense, and it felt like this week we kind of got a little bit more. We got a little bit more. I don't know what the word is, but just exotic. And that's what I hope continues, because South Carolina has a lot of players in that locker room that are just absolute animals. And I think they were having trouble getting them on the field at the same time. And that's the old coach mentality. When you even talk to Nick Saban, it's like you want your best 11 out there. Now, there may not be a formation for all those players, but they need to find ways to just get more than Lloyd or Vance out there. They got to have some other actions. I want to see some more Joyner. I want to see some more Bell. I want Juju out there. They gotta get fun. But Mike, and you knew the but was coming because I've been talking too much South Carolina here. The Florida Gators, what they have been doing here the last couple of weeks is quietly putting together a pretty good team. They're finally, it feels like we've got a little bit of chemistry. We've got a little bit of a narrative, if you will. We know what this team's identity is, and if Anthony Richardson plays like he did last week, brother, they could beat anybody. They can absolutely beat him because he was, again, Heisman Anthony Richardson last week. And I feel like something clicked in that game. These boys, they had it down to a science, and I feel like it continues over into this week. We've got a 4 o'clock kickoff. We're in Gainesville. The crowds are going to be exciting. They're going to be pumped up. Florida has an opportunity to win out and go out on this momentum train and get all the recruits that they want and just build up something special. So without further ado, I've got the Florida Gators winning this game 27. South Carolina 24. And them Gamecock fans are happy. They're like, thank God he didn't pick me.
Well, here's what I know about Anthony Richardson, Shane. As soon as you bet on him, he burns you. As soon as you count him out, he's a Superman. So good luck with that one. You might be exactly right. You may have given Florida Gators a kiss of death right there, Shane. Sounds like Marshawn Lloyd's going to go in this matchup. That'd be huge for the Gamecocks. But I think what you were kind of trying to say and hinting at there with our offensive coaching staff there, it seems like if one of our premier playmakers like Marshawn Lloyd's on the field, we can't get the other Jaheim Bell on the field. Why? Yeah. I do not know. But it's almost like they have some vow down there, never put the two most dangerous players on the team at the same time on the field for Lord knows what reason. I mean, you'd be devastating defenses if you put all these guys on the field at the same time.
It's like in the offseason when they have the red jersey for the quarterback. It feels like, okay, who's going to have the ball? Or you know how they do the turnover chains and stuff, Like that guy comes in with a Florida State backpack, and you're like, well, we know this guy's going to get the ball, so you can't be that predicted.
Yeah. And if South Carolina, I mean, this is a real opportunity, Shane, for them to have more consistency on offense. They did it last week against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's got the worst defense in the SEC. Well, Florida, they ain't far behind, brother. I mean,
Right.
I know they cleaned it up last week against A&M, shut the Aggies out, so we got to give them credit. Maybe something has clicked there, but if you just go by efficiency, Florida, 94th in the country passing efficiency, 120th against the run, which is awful. So South Carolina should have some success in this ball game, but the biggest mismatch on the field, Shane, you hit at it, Anthony Richardson, ETN, Montrell Johnson. Florida has the number 4 rushing efficiency in the country. Carolina's 116 stopping it. So this is a nightmare matchup for the Gamecocks when it comes to running defense. Hell, something that you were quick to point out. Vanderbilt did whatever they wanted to South Carolina on the ground. So I think it could get a lot worse in Gainesville with a better rushing attack. I think that's the key to the game. But again, South Carolina, they play better as an underdog. You just can never predict these special teams, whether it's kick return, whether it's a block, whether it's a fake. I mean, they'll pull this stuff right out of like a rabbit out of a hat, So
Yeah.
if they get something like that, I certainly think they can win this football game. It's very dangerous betting on the Florida Gators because just because they won one game doesn't mean we should jump on the bandwagon. But playing at home, this is a game you should win. I'm going Florida 33, South Carolina 23. I like the Gators to cover that 8-point spread.
And I think first down's the key too. South Carolina has a tendency to go for those screens, to get 1 or 2 yards here, and they find themselves in a hole. So if you could take the average of the first 5 first downs and there is no pass for less than 2 yards, I'm giving South Carolina the victory. But I haven't seen it all year, so I can't do that right now. So I'm going the Gators here.
It's almost like the old NCAA video game, Shane, when you got a quarterback that you're trying to get to win the Heisman or something. And you're like, I'll run it right up the gut for no gain, and then again for no gain, just so I can convert this 3rd and 10 with a 12-yard pass, and I'll just do that all game long. That apparently is Marcus Satterfield's playbook here, and more often than not, it does not work. So yeah, that is going to be fascinating to see if
I did that. When you bumped it up to Heisman, I had a tight end that had like 18 receptions because I kept running the same play over and over again.